You're listening to only the best internet radio station in the world.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Dow Academy. Any content provided by bloggers or authors are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is Youth with Amanda with your host Amanda Jenkins and my co-host Angela Mudunwa. Catch us every day 11 to 12. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. It is me, Amanda Jenkins, and welcome to Youth with Amanda. And I'm with my co-host Angela Mudunwa. How are you, Angie?
I'm fine, thank you. And how about you, Amanda?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Oh, we have Eddie here.
Yeah, Eddie, sit down.
I gotta go, but public service announcement. We are also live from Airport Junction Mall in Habarone.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
You hear that, people?
you are live in the city.
In the city.
In the city.
The city of LA.
Hi guys, I'm loving the mic a little too much. Let me go. Love you guys. See you later.
That was Eddie, who was my co-host on Breakfast with Angie.
yeah, they stole my show, you know. Mm.
Okay, so how are you, Angie?
I'm fine, thank you.
I
How
think
are
I
you?
asked that question again. How
No,
about you?
I think it's because you're already. I'm fine. I'm fine.
You're fine.
I'm good.
I'm also fine. You
Mm.
never asked me how
Oh,
I
I
am,
was
but I'm
about to ask you.
fine.
You're so quick to jump to the question.
I'm also fine.
Okay, I'm glad that you're fine.
Mm.
Yep.
I was about to say I'm disgustingly amazing. Anyway, as we're going to be talking about drug and alcohol abuse.
Yeah, you had to right. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about drug and alcohol abuse. So, what we're going to talk about it is what it is, the causes, the effects, the health problems. Then we're gonna talk about the solutions, and then we're going to have a little something for you to ponder about at the end of the show.
Meow.
Yeah. So, what is drug and alcohol abuse? What is it?
Disgustingly amazing.
It's not disgustingly
I'm
amazing.
explaining.
Okay.
It is the use of illegal drugs or the use of prescribed or over the counter drugs of purpose than others, those who which they are meant to be used. You use them in excess amount. In short, if you want to keep the answer short, you can say using of drugs in excess amount.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, what I have here is uh the use of illegal drugs or the use of prescription or over the counter drugs for
Yep.
purposes other than those for which they are meant to be used
Yes,
or
that's
in
right.
excessive amounts.
Mhm.
So it's overusing the drugs.
Yes.
Yeah, they're abusing the drugs.
You're abusing them disgustingly.
Yes, I
Yes.
see. I like him that way a lot, disgustingly.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to cruise through the causes of
Causes. Okay.
drug and alcohol abuse.
All right.
So I have one. No, I have a number of causes here,
All
but
right.
one of them is peer pressure.
Peer pressure. That's
Yeah, it's
right.
the
Peer
one which
pressure. Mhm.
causes this alcohol and drug abuse. As in, like, your friends will be like, "Oh, do you want to try this? You have to try it.
If you
It's
don't try it, you
nice.
wouldn't be a cool
Yeah,
kid.
if you don't try, you won't be a cool kid and all that." And then afterwards, you say, "Okay, let me try it." Because I
Yes.
want to fit in with the cool kids.
Exactly, because you don't want to be left out. Like it's
Exactly.
so painful to be left out.
Hmm.
They're just gonna talk and then you get there. Hey guys, what are you talking about? Oh my god, you won't understand. You're this kid who's left behind. Like
Yeah, you
that's not
haven't
nice.
tried this out, you haven't
Yeah.
tried that out, so yeah, we don't want you here. We don't want you part of our crew and all that. So that is
Yeah.
one of the causes. The other one that I have is family factors. You might have problems at home,
Hmm.
or maybe your father or your mother is abusing drugs. So
Yes.
you'll adopt that and
That's right.
also abuse drugs.
Abuse
Just
drugs. Hmm.
like there was a series that I was watching on Netflix, 13 Reasons Why.
Oh.
There was this boy. His mother was a drug addict. She was abusing drugs so much that also he started abusing drugs, and it completely destroyed his life.
So when let me say for example, when your parents use drugs, it can also affect you as the
Yes, it can
child.
also affect you as a child.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil, but at the end, he died. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, so drug abuse
Due to drug abuse.
is. Yeah, and also other factors that he
Oh.
had. Yeah, he was a prostitute in a way.
A boy.
Yeah, a boy
Wow.
who's a
Okay.
prostitute. He was so that he can get the drugs.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he
Ghana, these
didn't
things
have
are expensive.
money,
Okay.
so he sold himself to get drugs. Yes.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, he got HIV and AIDS, and then afterwards he died because of that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
All right.
it's so sad.
So sad.
So, what other causes do you have?
Um, mental health disorder.
Yeah,
Mental health.
it can cause.
Yes, cause
Hmm.
mental health disorder. Because now your body, or let me say, your brain works more than before. It's not working as it used to be. So things are changing. So it's getting used to, let me say, the new chapter of life that it's been introduced to. Because the brain, the moment you feed it something, it get used to that thing. So
Yeah.
now that means you damage your brain cells. That means they'll work more than the required amount.
Hmm.
That's why the people even lose their minds. They
Yeah.
go to psychiatric hospital. Is it? Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, mental institutions and all that.
Yeah, mental health problems.
Hmm.
People have depression, anxiety, and all that. They will abuse drugs. Probably
Hmm.
they'll do heroin or cocaine
Okay.
so that they have this euphoria that they want,
Yes.
so that they can forget about the problems that they
Problems and
have. They
but
want
they
that
wake up the same
happiness.
morning and the problem is
Yes,
still there.
that's the thing about
Yes.
these drugs is temporary happiness.
Yes,
The
that's sad.
problem is not going to go away. It's still going
Hmm.
to be there,
Yes.
when you wake up in the
In the
morning.
morning, yeah.
Hmm.
And also early use of drugs.
Early use of drugs.
Drugs, yes, is the
Hmm.
cause why people use drugs. Maybe you were given medication at the hospital and you decide to overdose the medication. Maybe say you're
Yeah.
given to take 2 pills, you are taking four. You're saying maybe you'll feel extra
Or you want to
better,
get better quickly,
better
so
quickly.
you're
Yeah.
like, let me just take four. You know.
Mm.
Hmm.
And I usually do that, and it's really a bad thing. I've
You do
stopped.
that?
I've stopped.
Okay.
Especially strepsils, like you have to take one. I
Yeah.
take two. You know, but it's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's not a
I'm
good
getting used to
thing.
not just. I'm getting used to drinking medication the way it's been prescribed. I've stopped
Hmm.
making myself a doctor because
Yes.
I'm not. Yes, because you never know the reactions or the effects you get from doing that. It may not show now, and then when you're older, then things
Yeah,
don't
it
work
it
out.
will
So
show.
I've
Yes.
just sat
Yeah,
down and say,
things
you know
that
what? Yeah,
you do when you're young, it won't show there and there,
yeah.
but the side effects will show later
Later,
on in life when
yes,
you're around 30 something years old.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and also taking a addictive drug, high addictive
High
drug.
addictive drug.
Yes, let's say for example, like you are. Should I give an example? Okay, I'm sorry to say this, but you know how people, is it Dispring? It's Dispring.
Yeah,
If
Desprin.
you check at the backpack, it's written, "Do not drink it for more than 7 days without consulting a doctor." Continuously, they mean that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you make yourself if you make your body get used to a certain drug,
Yeah.
the more you eat it or the more you drink it, that different than liquid drugs and all that. The more you consume it, let me say, the more you consume it, the lesser it works. So it means next time when you seriously need it and it's the right thing to help you deal with every whatever situation you're going through, it
Uh-huh.
is not going to work because your body's got used to it. Isn't it when you drink medication, it stays there in your blood, and next time you get flu, you know it can be stronger than that other one.
Yeah.
So it means in this case, maybe Dispring won't work anymore,
Yeah, it won't
and
work because
yeah,
maybe your cells in the body they already know.
no, they already know it, yeah, and
Yeah,
maybe you have
you know
destroyed some cells. You never know. So
exactly.
yeah, advise people to drink or consume drugs. Mm,
Prescribed by the
yes,
doctor, and the number of days that is prescribed by
day.
the doctor.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's all you had.
Um. Yeah.
Okay. I have social disorganization.
Okay. Before you go
Okay.
to social,
Uh
there
huh.
is one point I thought you were going to say that. I left it for you anyway.
Uh,
Lack of family involvement. Like
lack
you,
of family
family involvement.
involvement.
You know
Okay.
how some parents are not strict towards their kids, so
Yes.
these kids will buy drugs, say, "Ah, no, my mom will never find out." Like she wouldn't say anything. You know, I'm his or her favorite. They won't say anything. So I feel that parents should monitor their kids more, especially during this era, because kids of these days now they start smoking at about 15. They
Yeah.
start smoking, so parents should monitor that, and they should limit the money that the pocket money they give to kids, because the same pocket money you give to them, they save it to buy drugs.
Hmm.
Yes, which you don't know. You think maybe they're buying food at school, but maybe they don't even eat. They starve just to buy the drug, because these are like a small packet like this is 20 plus. These things are expensive. So kids, they even tend to steal from you. So as parents, you should watch your kids. You know, if it means searching their bags, do it. They will say you're invading their privacy, but you're trying to make sure that your child has a secure future, right?
Yes.
Yes. So
Exactly.
do
Okay.
what you got to do as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. So as I was saying, the other cause is social disorganization.
Hmm.
So as I searched here,
What did you say?
social disorganization.
Mm-hmm.
So here on Google, for
Girl.
example, a tenant in a public housing unit may live there for years and never form a relationship with his or her neighbors.
Hmm.
Residents who do not know the children of the area were less likely to intervene when the children displayed unacceptable behavior. So social disorganization, it is when you don't form any social relationships with anyone.
Hmm.
So that can cause drug and alcohol abuse
That's right.
because you have no one to talk to.
Hmm.
You you did not form any relationship with
Anyone?
anybody
Hmm.
around you socially. So maybe that's why people at school they'll be like you're socially awkward or whatnot.
Yeah, there
Something
were
like
those
that.
kids that never even spoke to anyone.
Yes. That can cause drug abuse
Hmm.
a lot.
And as a parent, you should monitor that too.
Mm-hmm.
Check if your child has friends. If your child
Mm.
doesn't have friends, like it's weird, you know.
Yeah, you should have someone who you
Yeah.
vibe with, you know. Mm.
Hmm.
And then the last one is genetic factors
Hmm.
can also cause drug and alcohol abuse. So when they mean genetic factors, according to my understanding, is maybe someone along your line was suffering from addiction of drugs or they were abusing drugs and alcohol, so it will pass down to you.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it may not
to
be
my
from your
understanding.
parents, or maybe it may be from your aunt. It will depend, really.
Yeah,
It will
it
depend.
would
Yes.
depend. Okay, so we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the effects of drug and alcohol abuse.
Listening to only the best internet radio station in the world.
The music just feels so good. You're on the number one.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Tao Academy. Any content provided by bloggers or authors are of their opinion and are not intended to bind any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is Youth with Amanda, with your host Amanda Jenkins and my co-host Angela Mudumwa. Catch us every day, 11 to 12. Yeah. And we are back
with a bang.
with a bang. Okay, so we are now going to talk about the effects of drug and alcohol abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can start. I don't want to start. You can start.
How do you say it in English? The floor is yours.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. All right. Um, Alcohol and drug abuse can lead to health complications.
Mm-hmm.
The use of drug and alcohol impacts nearly every part of your body, from your heart to your bowels. Substance abuse can lead to abnormal heart rates and heart attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that abusing alcohol and drugs, you're so keen to have a heart attacks at any time. Your high blood pressure can be high.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and injecting drugs can result in collapsed veins and infections in your heart pulse. Like, let's say maybe maybe you're using heroin and you're injecting yourselves.
Yeah.
You don't finish the medication inside there, then you give the other person the injector, so you can pass on diseases from person. Maybe the
Mm-hmm.
other one has HIV, you get, and you pass. That's how you pass diseases to each other. Okay, and then other drugs can also stop your bones from growing properly, while others result in severe muscle cramp and general weakness. So it means your bones can generally be weak.
Mm-hmm.
They won't be strong as they should be. And using drugs for a long time can eventually damage your kidneys and liver. So beautiful people, hey.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Eh, I should go to the other one.
Oh, you wanted me to take it?
All right, no problem.
Okay. The other effect has mental confusion and brain damage. So with this, you can also have problems with memory, attention, and decision making.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Oh.
it alters with your brain. Those
Mhm.
drugs. That's why it's not good. And then
So you
the
can't make the right decisions. Okay, because
yes.
okay,
Hmm.
all right.
And then the other effects that I have, you have stroke,
Mhm.
lung diseases,
Mm.
and seizures. seizures. I'm sorry.
Seizures. You mean where like these people just
Seizures.
where you just vomit out of nowhere?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you
know
go
that.
from
Yeah,
that's so
type of
creepy.
thing.
Yeah.
You can have others.
Okay. There are infections.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when you're under the influence of drugs, like I said, maybe you guys are exchanging heroin or maybe alcohol, you may forget to engage. Maybe let me say maybe you drink or I don't know these drug issues, but I think you inject these heroin and you drink alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
You may forget to have safe sexual practices.
Okay.
Like you may forget. Your mind is just there. It's telling you that you have done everything. Eh?
Mm.
Yeah, having unprotected sex increases your chances of contracting a sexually transmitted disease like syphilis and what else? I'm forgetting these sexually transmitted disease.
Gonorrhea.
Gono- Gonorrhea. I almost asked you how you know gonorrhea and all that.
Uh,
So, and also the issue of sharing needles
mm-hmm.
used to inject certain drugs like heroin, like I said.
Mm.
Yes, gives you diseases like hepatitis C, hepatitis B, and
Mm-hmm.
HIV. And you can also spread common colds like flu, tonsils, be it whatever that person you're exchanging needles with is sick.
Mm-hmm.
It may be passed from person to person. Yeah. And also sharing these smoking pipes, you know them. These ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, be very careful
Mm-hmm.
who you're exchanging it with. You never know that they have sores on the mouth, and they pass on to you, and you start thinking that maybe you ate something, but it's because of you exchanging that thing. Yeah, make sure you
Yeah.
wipe it at least before getting it or
Now what?
receiving it from someone.
Sanitize it.
Oh, sanitize. No, hey, sanitize. Just wipe it with. I don't know. You'll see
Okay.
what to wipe it with. Yeah, but
Uh-huh.
something good.
Okay.
Yes.
I have also other effects
Mm-hmm.
of drugs on the body,
Right.
such as breast development in men.
Oh.
Yes, men can
What?
develop breasts,
Hey,
and
Amanda.
it's not a laughing matter.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm just shocked. It's not that I'm laughing. Wow.
That's
I'm
what
imagining a
research
man with
showed
breasts.
me.
That's the
Yeah,
thing. All right.
the effects of drugs on the body is breast development in men. And increases in
Yeah.
body temperature, which can lead to other health problems.
Mhm.
So, the health problems, which are liver diseases, mental health conditions such as anxiety and depression, and interference with antidepressant medication.
All right.
So, those were the effects I have. Do you have some more effects?
Yeah, financial problems.
Okay.
Financial problems. The use of drug and alcohol is very expensive, as we all know. These things
Yeah.
are expensive. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it means if you're not working, you can rarely afford to buy all this.
Yeah.
So most people tend to steal from
Yeah.
others.
Hmm.
Yeah, be it your
Money
parents.
heist.
Yeah, they rob banks
Yeah.
just for the drugs.
For the
For the
drugs.
drugs.
Like how I made that example, that guy was
Mhm,
selling himself in order to get a fix,
mhm.
drugs. Yeah, which is not good because you see later on he died
Yeah,
because of HIV and
he
AIDS.
died. You see.
Mhm.
So yeah, so the time you spend robbing banks and all that could be the time that you actually that could be the time that you actually decide to sit down and write your CV, send to these companies wherever you want to work.
Yeah, or you
So
could
yeah,
be saving that money to build a better future for yourself.
better future or maybe build a restaurant and start selling food.
Exactly, you be
People love
thinking
food.
big.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
love food. They won't say, ah, no, we'll cook at home. They'll go and buy and come eat at home.
Mm-hmm.
So think about all those things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah, that's all for.
Okay, so now we'll be talking about the preventions and solutions
Preventions.
of drug and alcohol abuse.
Right.
Um, so I'm gonna start off this time.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So the strategies to prevent teen drug abuse,
Teen
right?
drug abuse.
Yes.
All right.
Parents, pay attention to your teen's whereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
You should know what they're doing, where they're going. I know that they won't like it.
Yeah,
I know they won't like it, the fact that you're up on that business. But it is important to know what's going on with your team, like
yeah.
their life, what's happening, their friends. Who are they? You should know their friends, know the where they like hanging out
Out,
mostly.
hey, and
So
what
that
they do when they get there. It's very
exactly you should
important.
know what's happening.
Mhm.
Yes, I know it's gonna be it's a difficult thing.
When I was young
Teens
too, I
like
didn't want my parents to be all
hiding
over on my
stuff.
case. Like it's
Yes, teens like hiding stuff, and obviously they like lying about where they're going and everything. But you should always know
should always know.
what's
Find out.
happening.
Find out.
There's also this app where you can locate phones.
Phones, yes.
Yes, you can
But you
locate
but you
where
pay for it. You know that
you can
you pay for
locate
it.
where your daughter or your son
Yes.
is. So that you can know what's happening. See. And then the other one that I have, establish rules and consequences. You should sit down with your teen or your child and establish some ground rules saying that
Yes.
look, you shouldn't be doing this. And then you should tell them what drugs do, the consequences of doing those drugs. And also the consequences of breaking the rules that you said.
Yes.
Hmm. And then, like, oh, the one which I have here is know your teen's friends. Like I
Yes.
said, you should know who she hangs out with. Are they a good
Influence.
influence? Or if they're bad, try to talk to your teen. Tell them that this child is bad. They're going to do this and this to you. Like, yeah.
As a parent, I don't want to see you hanging out with bad
Yes,
friends.
it's because I'm doing this for your own good.
Good.
You should, like, talk to them, not fight with them,
Fight with them. Hey,
command
Lawena, I
saying,
told you
I
not to hang
told
out with
you,
Amanda. Say it in
yeah.
a polite
Say it
way.
in a polite manner
Yeah,
so that they know how to deal with it.
that's right.
Exactly. Mhm.
Yes.
So you have something.
Mm. Yes,
Uh-huh.
practice self care.
Self care.
Now, you
Mm-hmm.
educate these teen or teenagers to
Mm-hmm.
practice safe health care. Let them or research with them what is good for their health. No, teach them that when you smoke, this is what is going to happen to your lungs, so that they know, so that even if they continue doing it, they know that, but my mom told me. So
Yeah.
even if I get sick, my mom will still tell me I told you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, first, these kids, they know everything. It's not that they don't know. They know. They just choose to do these things. And maybe where you live in your hood, there is a drug dealer. Maybe you are someone who never
Yeah.
even used to smoke or
Uh-huh.
even abuse alcohol. So these people will influence you. They'll tell you that I know you're having problems at school, but if you just take one sip, you'll be fine tomorrow in the morning.
Yeah.
And the child
They are
thinks that
there.
that thing will work. They keep on doing to see
Yeah,
results, but
they
then
just want a quick fix.
yes, they just want a quick
But
fix.
that quick fix can destroy and cause more problems for you.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Uh,
continue.
yes. Teach healthy coping skills.
Mm-hmm.
Teach them that it's very like teach them once you introduce your mind to drugs, they will never. Not really like for some, it's very difficult for them to get treated and all that, because once it's in your system, it's in, and the brain refuses to let something out.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's why you'll see the people scratching when they don't have money for the drugs, so they end up going to steal.
Yeah, shivering
So
and
yeah,
all
it's
that.
that thing is very painful. Let your
Yeah.
children know what will happen when they start using drugs and what effect it will have on the people around them,
Yeah.
because now maybe your mom might not have to go to work anymore to look after you, and maybe there's no enough money now since your mom stopped going to work, so
Mm-hmm.
you should make them look at all the factors, that when you're doing this, be sure that it won't affect everyone around you. It will only affect you. If you as a child
Exactly.
used to do that, if you want to
Yeah.
move out of the house, do so and save other people grief, because now these in other countries, you don't go to a hospital for free, you pay. So
Yeah.
children should be aware that their parents are spending a lot of money. Maybe they're taking them to private schools
Mm-hmm.
and they're paying medical aids and all that. Maybe they're still building a house, so they should be aware ba utlwela batsadi ba bone botlhoko ba bona gore you know what, my parents are doing so much, so I shouldn't trouble them with doing drugs and all that.
Yeah.
But if you do have a problem and that can be solved, find someone to talk to. Don't use drugs to try solve your solutions or problems.
Yeah. And then the other one is keep track of prescription drugs.
Yes.
You should, like this other movie that I watched. I watch a lot of movies,
Yeah,
guys.
same.
Don't mind me, especially when it still like has something to do with the youth. I like watching movies. So this movie that I watched, the daughter was in this. She had a mental health issue, so the mother knew that at some point she loved abusing drugs. Yeah, sometimes if the prescription says you should drink one once 3 times a day, she would drink maybe four,
Three times
three
a day.
times a day.
Wow.
You see?
What?
Yes. So now the mother used to always count, like open them and count how many they are, because she knew that in a container, probably if there are 25 tablets inside, yes, she used to count them to see if the daughter is
Drinking them
drinking
up.
them accordingly. Yes, so what I'm trying to say is you should just keep track on your teens, how they drinking that medication, are they following the doctor's orders and all that. Mhm. And then the other one that I have is provide support.
Yes.
If they're going through this, teenagers, they go through this
Changes.
changes and all that. So they'll abuse drugs at some point, but don't be hard on them and say, why are you doing this? It is wrong, all that. Be supportive.
It's the hormones making
Yeah,
them
try
react the way
to
they
talk
are.
to them and say, listen, this is bad, what, and you should stop doing this. Let's go through this together.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the one that I have, but you talked about it, is teach them about drug abuse,
Yes.
the risk factors of drug use among children.
right.
You should teach them, even in schools, they should bring out programs about drug and alcohol abuse so that you can educate them about the risk factors, the effects, the causes, like how we are doing it right
Yes.
now, educating you guys all about these type of things. You see? Yes. You don't have any?
No, I don't have any. That's all that I had. That's all that I had. I mean,
Oh, I think
that's
so.
all that
That's
I
all
heard.
that I
Me.
have. So, like I said, at the end of the show, I'm going to let me wrap up the show first so that I can give you the
Oh,
thing to ponder about the end.
so sad today. I don't have.
Well, I have.
All right.
So, we talked about what drug and alcohol abuse is.
Yes.
We talked about the causes. We talked about the effects,
Talking about prevention.
the preventions, yeah. And in the effects, we talked about the effect of it on the body, about men developing breasts, which you laughed about.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Then we also talked about the health problems if you do those drugs and alcohol a lot.
Abuse.
Yeah. So I hope you guys listened and learned. So the thing that you guys will be left pondering about is a
Yes.
motivational quote about
Ooh.
success.
Wow.
Mhm. So this quote is from Colin R. Davis. He said, "The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same." Yes. So I'm not going to explain. You guys are going to ponder about it and see what it means. I'm going to repeat it again. The road to success
Success
and
is
the road to failure are exactly
exactly the
the
same.
same. Mhm. So, this is the end of Youth with Amanda. I hope you guys enjoyed this show talking about drug and alcohol abuse. See you guys. I almost said tomorrow. See you guys on Monday, same time, 11 to 12, and same place, the TDA Tele Radio. broadcasting live at the primary campus. Mhm.
TDA primary campus.
So I told you the location, I told you the time, and the
Ube la.
place. Yeah.
Ube la.
Yes, you be
Ka
here.
Monday.
Be here
O
come
fitlhe ka
Monday.
mo, re
Mhm.
nyaka o bona. O viewe
Okay.
dilo tsa rona.
And subscribe.
Yes, subscribe. That's the most important one.
Okay. Okay. Ciao.
Bye.
You're listening to only the best internet radio station in the world.
Catch Scops and GT on the Art Show every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Bake in a bake.